Hey gorgeous! Welcome back to another Sims 4 speed building video. I hope you're all doing well. So today I'm back building for my save file, which if you don't know, I am working on a save file, and the idea is that I am going to strip back all the existing worlds and build them up again with all new houses and all new townies. And I also really want to bring back some of the famous Sims characters that we would have seen in The Sims 2 and in The Sims 3. So if you don't know, I have talked about this in my Goth speed building video, but The Sims is on different timelines. So you have first The Sims 3, then The Sims 1, and then The Sims 2. And The Sims 4 is on an alternate timeline, which I'm kind of rolling with that idea as well. So I will be bringing back families like the Goth family, like the Landgrabs and the Altos, but kind of create a different storyline for them in the sense that what could have happened if certain events didn't happen. So if that makes sense anyway. So yeah, that is the idea for this save file. I think I'm going to be releasing it in different phases. So I am now working on Willow Creek, so I already have quite a few of the houses there. And then I want to be working on New Crest, and kind of release those two worlds at the same time. And then, I'll start building up the save file world by world. So then I'll be working on Oasis Springs, I think, and then the different worlds that came with the different packs. So as you can see right now, I'm building another very old looking house, which I imagine for my save file anyway, that all of Willow Creek is going to be houses that would have been built during the Victorian era. So this is a typical Victorian home in the style that we would call Greek Revival, I think. And actually, this is the second time around that I am building this house. I have built this house before I started my YouTube channel, actually. And I don't know, I just really liked how it came out. So I wanted to make another video about it. And I was actually planning on making the house exactly the same. But I don't know, whilst I was building this house, I kind of got some new insights and new ideas. So I would definitely say that this is an improved version. So you will be able to still find the other house on my gallery page, which, by the way, my gallery page is BriaSimsYT. So you will be able to find all of the builds that I will be putting in my save file on there. If you want to download them already, you can. And this house, like I just said, I have built before, and now I'm building it again. But it is going to be different. I would say that the exterior is very similar, if not completely the same. But I completely changed the floor plan, and I think it came together so much more nicely. The previous time that I built this house, I was quite happy with it. I was especially happy with how it looked on the outside. But then the floor plan kind of, I didn't like it that much. It didn't make a whole lot of sense. This house, it looks like it's super grand, very big, but then on the inside it only had like a few bedrooms and just one living room, which I feel like in typical Victorian mansions you would have like a formal parlor as well as a family room. And yeah, so I do have all these rooms in this new house. I feel like the floor plan just flows in a very nice way, and it's much better than the previous house. But you will be able to find both of those houses on my gallery still. So like I just said, for my save file, I'm going to bring back some of the classic Sims characters, but I'll also be coming up with some new families that are going to be living here. And so this house is not built for one of the families that we already know, but I do have a storyline for this house. So, like I just said, this house is very, very old. It would have been built during the Victorian era, and it was built for a specific family. And ever since, it has been in that family for generations. And now there's going to be just one single sim living here, which is going to be a woman. And the idea is that she never had any children of her own, because she has some paranormal abilities, as I would say. So yeah, she lives in this house, which, by the way, I have set this lot as a haunted house residential. And the storyline is that she will be living here with her 3 cats, and that she's going to be a paranormal investigator. So that is basically the storyline. It's not too in depth, but what I do want to do is create all her ancestors. So the idea is that this house has been in the generation, or in the family for 4 or 5 generations, and it has always been passed down through the women of the family. So every time there was a new family, a new generation, the firstborn women would be the one that would, receive this house or kept living in this house with her family. So I'll be making all her ancestor women, which will all be having the same name, but with like a different number. So I think the idea that I had for this house, the woman that is going to be living here, her name will be Mary Louise the Fourth or something. And I will have all her ancestors actually in the Willow Creek Cemetery that I have already built. Unfortunately, I didn't record. I'm not sure if I will be making another video recording making a cemetery. I might. But yeah, so that is actually the story behind this house. Also, as you probably would have just seen me doing, I put in a lot of cracks, and it's very overgrown, because the idea is that it has not been kept up very well. So the woman that is now living here, she's super preoccupied with her paranormal gifts, and she'd rather talk to ghosts all the time than fixing her house. And also she's going to be quite a loner, so I can imagine that maybe she wouldn't want a lot of people visiting her house, and especially not the contractors that might be restoring this house. So it's not going to be necessarily super broken. It's still going to be a very fancy house, but you can definitely see some cracks here and there that would show that this is a very old house that has not necessarily been kept up very well. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm working on the entrance room, and you see a seance table right there, which fits obviously with the storyline of this house, with the character that's going to be living here with her cats is going to be a paranormal investigator. And now you see me working on the formal parlor. And actually in the previous house, or the previous try that I did building this house, this was actually where the dining room was, and then the kitchen was actually in the left wing of the house, which now it's kind of in the middle of the house, and it just has a really nice flow, so you can go immediately to the right, where you have the formal parlor, where I can imagine guests maybe being served tea or whatever, and you can walk straight through to the kitchen, and then straight through to the dining room. And then this time actually in the left wing is where I put the sitting room, which would be like a family room. You can definitely, by the way, use this house for family gameplay. It has upstairs, it currently has 3 bedrooms, and it also has a study, so you can easily make it into a 4-bedroom house. You could even, get rid of the formal parlor and make another bedroom there. Feel free, by the way, and that goes for any of my houses, guys. Feel free to download my houses and do with it as you please. You can renovate it and, come up with any kind of storyline of The Sims that you want to live here. The only thing that I would really appreciate you didn't do is, downloading this house and uploading it as your own. But if you are really eager to renovate this house, because I can imagine that this house would be very suited for a nice renovation because it's very old and it has a lot of cracks. It's very overgrown. It can definitely use some love. And you want to re-upload it, of course you can, but make sure to give the original creators credit. And actually, I would love to see it. So please do reach out if you want to renovate this house or you have renovated this house, because I really, really would love to see it. So yeah, here you see me working on the dining room, which is going to be pretty grand. I really like that from the dining room you can just sort of walk into the back garden, which in the back garden there's not a whole lot going on. It's just like a little pathway, and it's going to be very overgrown. It's not going to be super nice, and it has a couple of benches. But again, if you want to renovate this house and you want to make it into like a family home, there's definitely enough space to make a really nice backyard there, with a barbecue and whatnot. Oh, and by the way, you just saw me putting in a lot of cat statues, and I quite enjoyed that because the character that I have in mind that will be living here will be like a crazy cat lady, maybe, if you will. I don't know if I have mentioned this, so I think I have, that there's going to be one single elderly woman living here, but I'm not sure if I'm actually going to set her as an elderly. Maybe I'm just going to make her into an adult and make her look just a bit older, like maybe she already has some wrinkles and some gray hair, but she's actually still an adult. Maybe because of all the things that she has seen in this house, she aged pretty quickly because of the stress in this house. Which I don't know if it would be possible, guys, actually to kind of set her up with that trait that she will not be scared, because I really want to set up my save file in a way that all these characters that live here, that they have some depth to them. Like they already have skills, they already have jobs, and they already have relationships, and they know people that live in the neighborhood. And I feel like it would make sense for a woman that has been living here her entire life, and she has this paranormal ability, that she wouldn't be super scared anymore of the ghosts that she might see. Like she might not be a fan of temperance, but I think she would be able to get along pretty well with a ghost like Guidry, right? So I don't know if it would be possible to set her up with a trait that means that she won't be scared anymore. But on the other hand, it's also kind of fun to kind of play with this character and kind of earn that trait through gameplay, because I believe it is like a reward when you play through Haunted House. But guys, I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that. I haven't really played a whole lot with the Haunted House gameplay aspect. Like I love, it's definitely one of my favorite stuff packs, the paranormal stuff, because it comes with so many nice items. I just really love that New Orleans kind of aesthetic that it introduces. It fits super well into the current base game world of Willow Creek, which as far as I'm aware is kind of based off of New Orleans in real life. And so that's definitely very, very good stuff pack. I would recommend it. It does come with a lot of new additions. It does come with gameplay items, as well as a whole new career, as well as a new lot type, and a whole heap of very, very nice looking items. The couch actually is my favorite item in the game. I didn't put it, by the way, in this house because it is kind of modern looking, or like maybe 60s, 70s hippie style, but not necessarily late 1800s Victorian style, which I kind of wanted that look for this house because that house has been around since the Victorian era, and it hasn't changed much over the years. At least that's the idea that I had for this house. So yeah, I'm just working now on the final bedroom. So this house, I think I already mentioned that, is going to have 3 bedrooms and a study. So 2 bedrooms are going to have a double bed, and one of the bedrooms is going to be a children's room. So you can very easily use this as a family house. So yeah, here you just see me putting in the little children's room, which I always struggle with children's rooms. I always make them very small too, because I don't know, I feel like a child, they won't probably have a whole heap of character development yet, so I never really know what to put in their rooms. And also all the children's items, they have such a tacky look to them that I just don't really enjoy putting them in my builds that much. And I think I can definitely see some, or I have seen very, very nice children's rooms created in The Sims, but you have to use a whole heap of clutter, which I typically try to avoid, because first of all, it takes a lot of time to clutter up a house, and I get impatient really quickly. But also during gameplay, I want my houses to be very functional during gameplay, and I don't necessarily like it when a house is overly cluttered, because I personally find it very, very distracting, and I can also imagine that it won't run very well on low-end PCs. And and also this house is already has quite a few items, as you can see just here. It has a lot of landscaping, and all these items can really slow down your gameplay, and I want to avoid that. So yeah, I think actually we should be getting near the speed building part of this video. I'm just doing a couple of the finishing touches, and yeah, here you see me putting in lastly all the cracks on the inside of the house as well, to make it look older and a little bit creepy. So here we are in the screenshots, guys. Yeah, I don't really have a whole heap else to talk about, so I'm just going to leave you to it. And I really do hope that you enjoyed this video, so please let me know by leaving a like or a comment, and feel free to subscribe if you want to see more of my videos in the future. I would love to have you here. And yeah, I'll speak to you soon. Bye!